Hey, thanks for dropping by the channel. Old Guy Jammin' here. Hit that subscribe button. Patrick Swayze, well, I should say Pat Swayze, not to be confused probably with Patrick Swayze, but Pat Swayze asked if I could run a review of this Boss DR3 drum machine. So I'm happy to oblige. It's not the best drum machine in the world. I wouldn't say it's even close to studio quality sounds. For something like that, you'd want to get Easy Drummer, which I have loaded on my Mac over there. Easy Drummer is super quality real drum samples. They haven't sponsored me to say that. Would be nice, but they haven't. But the DR3 for just basic noodling around and writing creativity, nothing like a drum machine, especially one with bass tracks that you can mute in or mute out. Nothing like that for really getting your creative juices going and forcing you to practice with a metronome and breaks and fills. It's really great to have as part of a cool pedal board. All right, so first track, we'll roll something here. Is something I captured on the looper, and then the second track is just jamming along with the deal in automatic, so it goes through all its fills, and then every 4 beats or so, every 4 measures. So we'll come back at the end with some button pushing to show you what it does. All right, and this time it's in manual mode, and we'll just hit the button and let it click through. Let me first say that as far as a recording device, I would not recommend this if you're using it to record. It's okay. I have done recordings with it, but I think you'd be much better off with Easy Drummer, which is a program you put on your PC or Mac, and the drum sounds on that program are actual samples from live drums, and you can manipulate the kit and the beats. It's fantastic. But as far as a practice tool, this thing is awesome. Also, if you're going to get one of these, and I just checked Reverb, and there's one for $30 in good shape, and one for $40, and they say it's in excellent shape. So It's pretty cheap. New, they're still up above $100. There's even some used ones still up above $100, but there's a couple on Reverb right now, dirt cheap. Sounds are okay. You can shape the sound of the kit a little bit. It's mostly EQ type adjustments, brightness, bass, mids, stuff like that. And then the ambience gives you the room sound, a hall sound, a live sound, etc., etc. But let's get into it and start. If you do one of these, make up one of these 2-button foot switches. You might be able to use any 2-button foot switch. I'm not sure. But this is one I made from a thrift store container, and some non-latching momentary switches I had lying around. This one starts it. If I hit go, it starts to go, and it will advance. Oop. I have to be in manual mode, though. It has manual and automatic mode. In automatic mode, it automatically goes through, but in some beats, it goes through way too fast. It doesn't even give you a full measure before it moves on. But this will advance it, and then I can sit here and play as long as I want. If I don't like the bass line and want to just play with the percussion, I can take the bass out by hitting the mute button. That's the way it works most of the time. In some cases, you remove part of the beat. Some of the drum kit is removed when you mute. But in this case, most cases, you take the bass out. When I'm ready to advance, I hit that. It'll wait till it's ready. Lets me know that this is going to do the B fill. They were up a notch a little bit, up 3 frets. I think that went from E to G or something. It's waiting, so it automatically waits. It knows you want to move, but it waits till it's ready. And then when you're done, you can hit this one right here, and it's going to give you an ending. So you can play with this live, but you're awfully busy with your feet. You can also program it, but programming this is a nightmare. There's a tutorial on YouTube on how to program it, and I watched it, and I wouldn't even try it. It's just so complicated. But anyway, manual mode and auto mode. And the neat thing about this, too, is that even with this plugged in, you can still use these buttons. So just plugging the foot switch in doesn't cancel out your ability to manipulate things. Good jams, good beats. Here's some Miami. There's a volume switch on the back so you can mix it down really low, or you can get it up really loud. Alright, that's kind of boring. Hard rock too. Also, there's a key shift button. Oh, that's terrible. Let's try something that, heavy rock one, 86 beats per minute. This has got some deep bass. I'm going to show you the key shift. So if you want to drop tune this thing, you can go -5 frets, -6 frets. And if you don't like the tempo, you want to increase it a little bit, you just hit tempo, turn up the wheel, increase the key to whatever you're tuned to, which is a super nice feature. When you're ready to advance, you can go ahead and advance, or you can play it on auto, and it will advance on its own. Yeah. And if we mute, the bass goes away. More cowbell. Cowbell, more cowbell. Actually, I think that was a crash, being hit right by the stem. Okay, so, good, pretty good tones, not for recording, but for just fooling around. This thing is great. Your practice will improve. Your playing ability will improve dramatically. There's stuff on the back as well. There's auxiliary inputs. There's also headphone jack and output jack. So you can hook this right up and record to your DAW. Electric rock, surf rock. That's just terrible. All right, get the surfboards out. All right, well, it is what it is. Eighth with feel. There's some good stuff here, though, that will definitely challenge your creativity and push you in a different direction, like this one. There's one here that's, check this out. Goodbye to romance, yeah. Goodbye to friends, I tell you. You don't want to hear me sing that, but that's Goodbye to Romance by Ozzy Osbourne. How cool is that? It's just called Ballad Number 1. But there are country, blues, Latin rock, there's funk. I don't know. All right. There's all sorts of good beats, which is really cool because it will take you in all sorts of different directions. One thing that's weird about it is that some of these beats advance way too fast, and I can't remember all which ones do, but some of them advance without even giving you a full measure, and so it kind of drives you nuts. So without the foot switch to advance it on your own, you'll get upset. But super easy to make, or you could buy one, but I just made this up. It wasn't too bad. It's just a stereo, and for some reason I went to RCA jacks here, one to this switch and one to that switch. I don't know why, just because that's probably what I had lying around. But we have blues, lots of medium tempo blues. We have 12-bar blues. We've got swing. There you go. Get Brian Setzer out here. Big band sounds. We got jazz. We got techno, bossa jam, bossa nova, samba. Anyway, you've got 100 beats, and then you also have a bunch of user presets, and that's where you do all your programming. And there's multiple tracks for that. Probably another 100 tracks available for you to write. But like I said before, it's absolutely nutso trying to program this thing. So I think I covered everything pretty well. Thanks, Pat Swayze, for suggesting that. Act Now, yours on Reverb for 30 or 40 bucks. Old Guy Jammin' is out. We'll see you next time.